The reigning champs led this game 3-1. They were 31 seconds away from heading to a second overtime, but then a delay of game penalty, and it's McDavid to Draisaitl, and it's Play La Bamba. Game 1 goes to the Oilers. Comeback victory. The Moth Pit celebrates. Edmonton takes it down in OT. They take game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. And as Kenny had said before, 77% of the time, the team that wins game 1 goes on to win the final. We get a great rematch here. Had a fantastic opening game. We welcome you to the NHL on TNT post-game presented by Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Back here, Liam McHugh, Henrik Lundqvist, Anson Carter, Paul Bissonnette, Wayne Gretzky. Listen, you can tell a lot just about the flow of the game. It felt like it was trending in Edmonton's direction. But don't you think that was more maybe what we didn't see from Florida before what we did see from Edmonton?
I was really surprised, and we talked about it watching the third period and watching the overtime. I've never seen Florida ice the puck so many times and give the puck back to Edmonton, whether it be face-offs in their own zone or Edmonton setting up and coming back 5 against their 5. I've never seen Florida do that. Now, maybe they're a little bit tired. They traveled yesterday, game 1 in the finals. I don't know. I've been to a lot of Florida Panther games, and that was the first time I could see that, and it happened continuously throughout the hockey game.
That's the most I've definitely seen him sit
and
back.
even the penalty was he was trying to ice the puck.
Yeah, and typically we've seen them punt the puck a lot these playoffs. That's one of their go-tos, alleviate pressure. But definitely the icings were adding up. They kept rolling over shift after shift, and really all the momentum in the third period and in overtime in Edmonton's favor, boys.
Yeah, it felt like watching the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers all over again. And Liam, once the Edmonton Oilers got on the power play, I looked at you and I said, it's game over.
Yep.
I mean, Connor McDavid was flying, Draisaitl was flying, Edmonton had all the pressure, badly outshooting the Florida Panthers, and that lethal power play went to work and got it done for the Oilers, Hank.
Yeah, for me, it felt like a wrestling match, though, but with Edmonton starting off so well in the first, Florida really strong second, and then Edmonton back in the third. But start of overtime, I have to say, Florida looked really sharp. They had more shots in the first few minutes in overtime than they had in the third period. But then again, you talked about after 3 periods how both teams were able to adjust. And then Edmonton got going, and you could see how, again, the ice started to tilt a little bit in their favor. But what an incredible first game. It was so entertaining, and I love when you see teams go for it. You know, it's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of stake, but they went after it.
Well, right off the bat, right? We're looking at the goalies to start this. We're wondering if they're going to be the X factors. And minute 6 seconds into this, we get a goal. It's Draisaitl. After Bobrovsky makes a couple of spectacular saves.
I really like this from Edmonton early on. They went north. Draisaitl ended up going shoulder to shoulder with Forsling, winning that puck battle down low. They go to the weak side to alleviate pressure, just get pucks toward Bob. And we talked about physical play from Florida all playoffs long, boys. I really thought that Edmonton and their supporting cast brought it tonight. I thought Kapanen was tremendous. I thought Evander Kane was tremendous physically, and the rest of the group there as well.
And this was a turning point early on, we thought, in the first period, because this got reviewed. Sam Bennett, they challenged for goaltender interference. Hank, you didn't love it, but it did not go the Oilers' way.
Yeah, the Oilers had 17 out of the first 20 minutes, but they had a 3-minute span where they give up 2 goals. One was very questionable in my mind, and then on the challenge, they give up another one on the PK. But that's what makes Florida so good as well. But when they get an opportunity, they will hurt you, so you have to minimize your mistakes. Even making a bad challenge will hurt you.
I thought the Anaconda chokehold was coming out after this one right here.
Yeah, one of the rare times you saw the Florida Panthers D get active. We saw it all previous series, and this game, we just didn't see it. Maybe they're showing the Oilers too much respect, or maybe the Oilers had them back on their heels a little bit, but they get up the ice, they activate, they get a goal from it, but this is a heck of a play from Podkolzin. Pass the puck back to Arvidsson, go to the net, and take away Bobrovsky's eyes.
And, you know, this is a game of earning respect, right? And Skinner, after the third goal, earned his teammates' respect. I mean, he shut the door, made some big saves, played extremely well. And secondly, as a team, this was so important for Edmonton to go up 1-0 after being down 3-0 last year and never being ahead in that series. This is a completely different final now that Edmonton's up 1-0.
Look at this move by Kapanen. They had 2 breaks. I think both were on Forsling. You don't normally see him get roasted with the afterburners here. And the other one was Evan Bouchard, the defenseman who had it. That was on Forsling. My apologies. But just great overall play. Frederick Waino, your pick for the overtime.
Yeah, almost had it.
Nearly double dose of Gretzky in this game. But huge save by Bob. Keeps it going. We thought we were headed to double OT, but no, not so fast. McDavid, Draisaitl game.
So I think Bruce described it perfectly in the PK right before this. The other group for the Florida Panthers, very passive, kind of like we saw him in the third period in overtime. And here, Mikkola ends up going over, and Barkov, is just a split second late. And when you give McDavid that much time, you know he's going to throw a feathery sauce over, and it just so happened to be Draisaitl, his buddy, who had 2 on the game. So just a miraculous play in overtime in order to get the W.
Gretz, I do want to go back to you because something you mentioned is what we started talking about in the pregame is the Oilers not only think they're better and think that they, this year, given what they learned last time out, could come and win this whole thing, but it was the home ice advantage, right? Went to Game 7 last year. It was in Florida. It was a 2-1 game. Florida wins. Home ice advantage means something if you keep it.
Yeah, you have to keep it. The first game is so big, especially for the Edmonton Oilers. I think this game for them to win was more important than for Florida to win. Florida is going to be saying, okay, we know it's a long series. We got to get ready for Game 2. We'll correct our mistakes. We'll be a better hockey club Game 2. But on the other side of things now, Edmonton's got some energy in it, some enthusiasm. And as you said, this hockey club believes now. And this was a big win for not only their hockey club, but for the city of Edmonton. Quite frankly, now people in Canada, they're all so excited about maybe a Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup.
Why do you guys think that Florida wasn't able to establish that pressure that we've seen all playoff long with the D-men down the wall pitching with that great F3 support? I mean, we did see a little bit on the third goal where we got that support and Schmidt ended up jumping to the play, but we never saw that sustained ozone pressure and breathing down the offensive players' necks.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here that maybe they have a lot of respect for the skill on the other side. Sometimes you see Florida, they go down the wing and they push with their D-man. But now when they're facing 2 of the best players in the world, maybe they do, at least in this game, they sat back a little bit and it hurt them a little bit. It felt like over almost 80 minutes here, it felt like Edmonton played on their toes a lot more than Florida.
And Edmonton's not going to ever sit back. They're going to keep pressing and going. No matter what the score is, 3-1, they're still playing the same way.
Well, listen, we're going to go right down to ice level. Matias Ekholm joining us. Big reason we went to overtime tonight, Matias. Your first goal since March 18th, your second game back from injury. I got a friend of yours here. Henrik, you want to start this off?
Yeah, Matias. Stort grattis.
Tack så mycket.
Great to see you. How does it feel? I mean, the second game back, and you were out for a while, but physically, mentally, do you feel like you're at 100%?
It's hard to tell, but it's been a couple games, getting better. Obviously nice to contribute with a goal tonight, but we got a lot of work ahead of us.
Matias, it's Ace. Can you hear me? You're even...
but I hear myself really.
I hear voices in my head too, Matias. Don't worry
does that all the time.
Join the club.
I just want to talk to you about the sixth man you guys have here in Edmonton. The atmosphere is incredible. You play playoff games here in Edmonton too. How much of the boost does it give you guys starting the Stanley Cup final here on home ice?
Yeah, I've never ever played for a building that's louder than ours. Our fans are amazing. Show up every night, and I'll be taken to another level in the finals here. So hopefully they keep it going.
Matias, Biz here. Wayne just touched on it before you hopped on. Stuart Skinner, he gave up that third one, but after that, he was rock solid. What's it been like as a teammate watching him ever since he got his reset to what he's been able to accomplish all the way to right now?
Yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, it's been amazing to watch him. We drive back and forth to the airports. Usually it's a bit of a drive here, so we have a lot of time to chatter, and to see him after the first couple games where he wasn't maybe playing to his potential, and obviously Calvin coming in for him, but as soon as he got back and just grabbed a hold of that rope, and now it's just never looking back for him. I think you can see in his demeanor, his calmness. he's just been a difference maker for us. And I mean, he's an unbelievable goaltender.
Matias, last question from Biz here. What's it like having that Pink Pony Club song playing in the locker room after W's now? I think that started during playoffs, so this is your first experience. What's that like?
It's catchy, isn't it? I think it's great. Haven't heard the song before, I'll be honest, but I think it's great. It's catchy and gets the mood going.
All right. Good to know.
Hey, listen, I was going to have one, but I can't follow that.
That's Wayne's ringtone. He changed it.
Is it really?
He's all in on the Oilers.
Who are the Pink Ponies?
We're going to explain that later.
Matias, we have so many follow-up questions on this. We'll do it another time. It'll be a two-part interview. Matias, thanks so much for your time. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
One of the fans had Draisaitl's head superimposed on the Pink Pony Club. I don't know how the song came to be. It's kind of like Jobu, where it's maybe.
Oh, is that right?
Kind of a secret inside the locker room. I don't know how the whole thing sparked and began, but they seem to be rallying around it and enjoying it.
But no one's giving details.
Nobody yet. That's why I was trying to ask a few questions about it.
Pink Pony, is that a band or is that a song?
It's a woman. She sings a song, Pink Pony Club, and it's famous. It's on the radio. And,
Canadian, American?
I think it's an American girl, but all of a sudden it popped off. I believe she won a few Grammys, and now they're rocking it in the locker room. So I'm curious.
Pony.
It's the new generation, Wayne.
I gotta get that on my ringtone.
We're gonna have Hank play the acoustic version next game.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
You'll sing.
Okay.
You don't seem like you're that into it. I thought that was like a guaranteed
I'm kind of already playing through something right now, and last time I sang, I think Hank was very unimpressed.
No. You were good.
It was a talk, it's goodbye. That's what it was.
You're going to use gout now as your reason for not singing the song?
Pretty much.
Is that what's going to happen? Anything you don't want to do now? Scout?
Nothing.
You can call your band the Goat Goat.
Okay, there you go.
Huge party going on in Edmonton right now. Oilers up 1-0 in this series. Draisaitl, the game winner. We'll hear from him when we return right after this.